A black Cuban freelance pharmacist named Juan pulls up outside an apartment complex where he runs his business. He checks in with his guy Terrence, who's holding down the spot, and makes sure the operation is flowing. Some kids go zooming past them. A little boy named Chiron has a terrified look on his face. He runs up the building, finds one of the units unlocked, and dives inside for shelter. The rest of the boys bang on the door and chuck stuff at the windows. They eventually get bored and leave. After some time, another loud knock breaks the silence and startles Chiron. It's Juan. He peels off the window covering and asks what Chiron's doing in there. Chiron says absolutely nothing. Juan takes him out for a bite, and luckily Juan isn't a PDF file. Even though he eats, no words come out. So Juan brings him back home to his girlfriend, Teresa, where the vibes are cozier. Teresa looks phenomenal. Teresa tries her luck, but the kid is still silent. Before they consider bringing him to a faith healer to cure his muteness, the fried chicken and baked beans for dinner does the trick. He tells them his name is Chiron, but people call him Little. Teresa says she'll call him by his name and addresses him as Chiron. She asks him some questions which he answers. But when she asks about his dad, he reverts to a silent brick wall. He also refuses to say where he lives, which is smart, honestly. However, he accepts to stay the night when Teresa offers. Next day, Juan brings Chiron home to his mom, Paula. He's friendly and reassuring, but she's not having it. When he goes in for a goodbye fist bump, she straight up snatches her son. Inside, she scolds Chiron for not coming home that night, but follows up with a warm hug and forehead kiss, telling him she's just glad he's home. But I just know he's getting a whooping. TV privileges have been revoked. She tells him to find something to read. Chiron heads out to the field where the other kids are playing. He's clearly not among the popular ones and starts getting bullied yet again. But another kid diverts everyone's attention and saves him. As Chiron hurries away, the kid, Kevin, catches up to him. Kevin tells him not to let the others push him around. He's got to show them he's not soft. Then he toughens him up with a mock fight before they take off on a foot race. Later that day, Juan drives home and finds Chiron waiting for him outside his house. He takes him to the beach so the director can have thirst shots of Juan. Then he gives Chiron swimming lessons so that he don't fit the stereotype. Chiron's a fast learner and is swimming on his own in no time. Juan beams like the world's proudest dad. As they dry off, Juan shares his life story and mentions that back when he was a kid, he was running around yelling and acting up when an old lady stopped him. She looked at him and said, "In moonlight, black boys look blue." Then she casually gave him a nickname on the spot. Blue. It should be purple, because I just know Juan got a large eggplant. But when Chiron asks if blue is his name, Juan laughs and says, "Nah, at some point you've got to decide for yourself who you're going to be. Can't let nobody make that decision for you." That night, Juan drops Chiron off at home and gives him his allowance like a real dad. But real mom Paula opens the door and yanks Chiron in, then slams it behind her. She scurries and clears off some very sus items from the table where her puff pal is seated, and they take the party to her bedroom. Chiron is curious what they're doing, but I'm sure they're just messing around. The next day at school, Chiron walks in on a group of boys doing a show and tell with their anatomy for some reason. Chiron participates. It's a confusing moment for him. When he gets home after school, he finds the TV missing, so he fixes himself a warm bath by boiling water because the water heater busted. That night, Juan pulls up again and checks in with Terrence. He spots a parked car nearby and gets pissed when he sees a flicker from a lighter. People are lighting up at the spot. He storms over to give them a piece of his mind. But surprise, it's Paula and her buddy, smoking the TV. Juan drags Paula out, and they get into a heated argument. She tells him not to judge her for using when she buys her rocks from him. She mockingly asks if he's going to raise her son now. She demands to know if he's seen the way Chiron walks, and if he's going to tell him why the other boys beat him up all the time, insinuating that Chiron is gay. Paula returns home and takes her rage out on the poor kid. She yells at him. Paula could use a Tyler Perry wig, but the crack will probably get to her first. The next day, Chiron shows up at Juan and Teresa's house. Juan tries to cheer him up, but it's not working. When he mentions seeing Paula last night, Chiron says he hates his mom. Juan understands. Then Teresa brings them some orange juice. Out of the blue, Chiron asks what a faggot is. Juan slowly explains that it's a word used to make gay people feel bad. Chiron wonders if he's a faggot himself. Juan says no, Chiron can be gay, but he can't let nobody call him a faggot. Chiron asks how he'll know, though. Teresa assures him that he'll know when he knows, and Juan adds that he doesn't gotta know right now. So Chiron switches topics and asks Juan if he sells drugs. He admits it, and Chiron asks, "Does my mama do drugs?" Juan replies, "Just like Whitney Houston." Years later, Chiron is a teenager, still quiet, still miserable and bullied. In class, Terrell tells everyone Chiron's having woman problems and forgot to change his tampon. After class, Chiron runs into Kevin, who's flexing, getting detention for banging a girl in the stairway. But Chiron's got too much on his mind to be impressed. He's on the lookout for Terrell and his gang, and also part wishing he was the girl in the stairway. Then Kevin says goodbye using the nickname Black for Kieran. When Kyron gets home, Paula is loopy and tells him he can't be there because she's got company coming over. Why Paula look like the Black Candace Owens though? So he goes over to Teresa's house instead, where dinner and a judgment-free sleepover await. It's just the two of them now. Juan has passed. That night, Kyron dreams of Kevin, specifically Kevin clapping cheeks, and unfortunately, not his. He wakes up having mayonnaised himself. He heads home the next day and Paula hurries to meet him, smiling like she just walked out of an asylum. When they head indoors, the mood changes and she begs for money. She's absolutely sure Teresa gave him some, and when he doesn't cough it up fast enough, she escalates. He finally hands it over to shut her up. Then she sends him straight to school in the exact same outfit as yesterday. During lecture, Terrell looks at Kyron that has me questioning if Terrell the gay one. After school, it's the usual, Kyron being chased by bullies. Terrell wonders if Teresa gives free cerebrals or if she charges like Paula. And for a moment, it looks like Kyron might throw hands, but he quickly stops himself from hitting Temokai Sinet. That night, he takes a train to the beach. Under the moonlight, he is blue. Kevin suddenly shows up and asks if he's waiting for him. Kyron plays dumb, and Kevin points out that's his smoking spot. He plops down next to him and starts teasing, asking if Kyron's putting on a show for him. He calls him Black again, and Kyron asks why he does that. Kevin says it's just his nickname for him. Then he offers him a blunt, thinking he's about to show him a whole new world. But Kyron knows how to take a hit. Kevin laughs and asks where he learned to smoke like that. He just shrugs. His mom leaves all sorts of stuff lying around. It sets off a deeper conversation. Somewhere in the middle of all that, they have a moment and lean in and kiss. Then Kevin unzips Kyron's pants and rubs his lamp. Kyron apologizes when the genie spews out, but Kevin says he's got nothing to be sorry for. Afterward, Kevin drives him home in silence. They say goodbye, and this time, he shakes Kyron's hand, not his handle. Then Kyron floats into the house on cloud 9, but that lasts all of 5 seconds. He finds Paula high AF again. Next day at school, Terrell pressures Kevin into hitting Kyron, and despite having just massaged Kyron's zucchini the night before, Kevin actually does it. Kyron keeps getting up, his heart hurting more than his face. Kevin begs him to stay down, but he refuses. So Terrell and his goons jump in until a teacher finally breaks it up. Principal Siddell tries to talk sense into Kyron and urges him to press charges. He breaks down and cries. She tries to talk to him, but he's emotional and doesn't hear her. At home, it's like something in him snaps. He does a poor man's ice bath, only dunking his face. Next day, he marches into class, grabs his chair, and goes WWE on Terrell's big back. Like a title match gone wrong, the cops arrive and escort Kyron out. Kevin sees as they stuff him into the back of a squad car. Where was this same energy when Kyron got beat up? Years later, Kyron wakes up from a nightmare about his mom and naturally goes straight to his now signature ritual. Ice bath face dunk, looking like a Temu 50 Cent. Adult Kyron moves through life like a man not to be messed with. He's followed in Juan's footsteps, now running his own off-the-books pharmaceutical hustle. He's even got a protege named Travis. When counting money, he gets frustrated at Travis and yells at him. He soon feels bad about it, remembering how he was treated when he was younger. One night, he gets a call. It's Paula. He ignores it. She leaves a voicemail saying she hopes he visits soon. When the phone rings again, he picks up and mumbles he'll be there tomorrow. But surprise, it's Kevin. Yep, handyman Kevin, and that perks him awake real quick. Kevin got Kyron's number from Teresa and called to say sorry for that whole beat you up in school because Terrell said so thing. He's now a cook and says a man who reminded him of Kyron came into the diner and played a song on the jukebox. He tells him to drop by sometime and he'll whip something up for him, maybe even whip up his cream. And sure enough, the next morning, Kyron involuntarily spilled some mayonnaise while he was sleeping. Then Kyron keeps his promise and visits Paula at a drug treatment center. He gets upset when she expresses disapproval with his pharmaceutical business, but she quietly says his heart doesn't have to be black like her elbows. She acknowledges that she wasn't there for him when he needed her, and says he doesn't need to love her, but she needs him to know she loves him. Both of them cry. He wipes her tears from her face while she keeps apologizing. For once, she seems sincere, and he accepts her apology and hugs her. Then Kyron goes to the diner where Kevin's working. Kevin makes him the chef's special. While Kyron eats, he shows him a photo of his son, Kevin Jr. Kyron is mentally facepalming at this point. Then Kevin casually mentions not being with the baby mama anymore. Kyron then shares that he's dealing now, and Kevin gets upset. Kevin says it's BS and not who Kyron really is. Then he has to attend the register. When he returns, Kyron asks the big question, "Why did you call me?" In response, Kevin walks over to the jukebox and plays the song that made him think of Kern. The two share glances like they finna pack each other's fudge. Later that night, they go back to Kevin's apartment. Kevin says Kyron isn't what he expected. They reminisce about the last time they saw each other, and Chiron said he buried that memory deep down. Then out of the blue, Chiron says Kevin is the only man who's ever touched him. The only one, and he hasn't really touched anyone since. They dim the lights and Kevin holds him. In that moment, he's back at the beach, a black boy, blue in the moonlight. And that's the end of the movie. 2017 Oscar winner that had their moment stolen from them when La La Land was mistakenly named winner. Some people categorize this as a gay film, but honestly, I think many can feel the loneliness that Chiron felt throughout the 3 chapters of his life. Having to deal with 2 absent parents and how that upbringing brought him to constantly suppress his emotions until it bubbled up. What did you guys think of this one?
Hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe now and turn on the notification because YouTube isn't recommending my videos. And if you like to watch more foolishness, click here or here.